Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to BWTM Sports. Apologies for the camera quality. I'm using my webcam. That's with my laptop rather than use my normal camera because I'm rushing to do this video rather than taking my time over it. Okay, so let's talk about a few things. We're going to talk about, first of all, don't forget to rate, subscribe, and leave your comments as always. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to talk about Callum Smith. Hasn't fought for over almost, I think it's almost a year. He hasn't fought against the Eric Skoglund. Now, the man from Sweden is relatively unknown to people in the UK, which when a guy is relatively unknown in the UK to people, they look at them and think, well, ultimately it's a bum and it's an easy fight for whoever the British fighter is. And it's a bad habit that UK people get into. Sometimes that's the case. Sometimes that isn't the case. Not everybody you don't hear of or don't know of is a bum. This guy is unbeaten, Skoglund. And what I know of Callum Smith, let's talk about what I know about Callum Smith. He's unbeaten himself, very good body puncher. He seems to be a body puncher indeed from his fights. I can't say that the hype with Callum Smith matches what he's produced so far. Once touted as the best prospect in the world, I'm not so sure about that. I think David Benavidez is one fighter I would say looks very talented. And there's a few others in the world who are probably more talented than Callum Smith. But hey, for promotional reasons, I understand. And it's not that I've got anything personal against Callum Smith. I just don't like being sold something that isn't what it's put on the can. Now, with Callum Smith, I'm going to get through this very quickly. You know, he's tall, but he doesn't box like a tall boxer. He likes to find a space for that left hand to the body or the right hand to the body. He's very good with that. He seems to be a good puncher. His fight against Luke Blackledge went like 8-10 rounds. And that's Luke Blackledge is not really known around the world. So Smith's been out for a year. I don't know if he was injured during that fight or not. Typical Joe Gallagher fight. No disrespect, Joe Gallagher fights tuck up and throw left up to the body. You know, and pretty stand straight up. And he's quite a straight up guy in terms straight up, meaning, you know, you're not going to get any lateral movement. It's always just going to be forward and back with someone like Callum Smith. So with a guy like with Callum Smith, he's there to be hit. As though he's there to land shots, he's actually there to be hit. With Skoglund, I look at this guy and you know, Smith, I look at him as very textbooks, left jab, right hand, left hook, very orthodox, you know, basic 1, 2, 3, that, you know, very orthodox. When you look at Skoglund, another guy is quite tall, come down from light heavy down to super middle. He's not what I considered orthodox, despite him set up, I think, out of the orthodox style. His punches, when I look at him fight, his punches don't seem polished. What I mean by it, he's not like straight with his shots. He's got a nice jab, Skoglund. Likes to throw the jab, pop his head back when he throw a shot. And he's good little footwork. He can pop back from a shot. I don't know if you can do that against someone like Callum Smith, who's a little taller and maybe a little rangier. So when Skoglund tends to pop his head back when he throws a jab, when he pops his head back, he's vulnerable for a right hand straight down the pipe. If Smith's got the reach on him, when Skoglund pulls back, you watch Skoglund, he'll throw a jab, pull himself back. A lot of his highlight videos, he's throwing jabs and he's pulling himself back, shots. When you lean back like that, you have no form of defense. So if Smith is able to maybe double up with his jab and throw the right hand straight down the middle, Skoglund will be there to be hit. Out of the two, I think Skoglund's got a little bit more movement because he does pull himself away from punches. As for Callum Smith, I'm not so sure how Callum Smith handles pressure. I'm not so sure how he fights with his back against the ropes. So I always talk about fights with backs against the ropes. I think Smith is he's a good on-top fighter. If he takes holds the center of the ring, left hooks to the body, if he stalls the center of the ring, I think that's where Callum Smith wins the fight. If he allows Skoglund, which he does, Skoglund likes to put his head down and throw shots to the body, winging shots. And his shots are, Skoglund, to me, the impression I get of him is a guy is, I'll hit you anywhere and everywhere, and I don't care where they land and how they land, and I don't care if they're orthodox and polished or not. I'm gonna land them. He's that type of a guy. And that's what I pick up from Skoglund. So he doesn't throw his shots correctly straight. If you look at his shots, his shots sort of like twists when he throws his shots. His hooks, they're kind of twisting. So Smith has to be careful because he's straight up. Smith's a very straight up guy. You know what I mean? Straight up. He stands with his chin's in the air all the time. And with a guy like Skoglund who's shorter and he's throwing them winging shots like that, he's able to get caught on the tip of his chin. What I mean by that is the way he pulls back from shots himself, Smith. He's there to be hit. And then body shots that Skoglund likes to throw. I've never seen somebody go to the body on Smith. And if there's any vulnerability about Smith, being tall, 6'2", you know, super middleweight, who really looks like a light heavyweight, boiling down to super middle, if there's any vulnerability about Callum Smith, it's to the body. So he has to keep Skoglund at the end of the jab. And at the end, you soften him with the jab and rip with the left hook to the body. Can't fight Skoglund. Cannot let Skoglund, who's fought more recently than Smith, cannot afford him to be taking the charge. This is the first fight I'm going to see Smith in against a guy who's not been beaten up, or a guy who generally comes to win and looks the part. Skoglund actually looks decent. He actually looks decent. Unlike, you know, I know Rocky Fielding looked okay, but this guy looks a lot better than Rocky Fielding. If Callum Smith does a devastating number on Skoglund tonight, we may be looking at a guy who may be better than first looked at. But I don't know. The key points are, how does Smith respond to Skoglund's pressure, and whether Smith himself can straighten Skoglund up early, get respect early by hitting with them booming body shots. If you can land in body shots in early and get Skoglund's respect, it may be a different fight. Skoglund may not come charging in as much. But if Skoglund's one of these guys who just doesn't give a damn and will just walk straight through Smith, Smith can find himself in an uncomfortable fight. And what a fight to come back to, having not fought for so long. The argument was he was waiting for the WBC title shot. He turned down a fight against Ramirez. He turned down the fight against Durrell. He turned down many fights, and now he's in this Super 8 tournament. Whether it's the best thing for Callum Smith, I don't know. Is he ready for this tournament? Much like Jamie Cox, has he fought the opposition necessary to doing well in this tournament? Because he's fought a lot of opposition below himself. He's been around how many years? WBC #1 contender without fighting anyone in the top 10. Skoglund will be his toughest test to date. But again, we don't know Skoglund. Skoglund could be a guy, like I said, who could walk straight through him and really be a danger in this competition. Or it could just be an average European fighter. We just don't know. So both guys relatively untested and unknown. We're going to know tonight where both guys are. We're going to learn a little bit more about Callum Smith, and we're going to learn about Skoglund. But I will tell Callum Smith, keep to the center of the ring, keep your hands up, pump your jab out, and dig body shots in. Skoglund also has a nice uppercut. You need to watch Skoglund. Like I said before, he's got a nice uppercut as well. You watch the uppercut, Skoglund. Watch the uppercut, his jab, and where he goes to the body. He puts his head down, and he doesn't go to the body like how Callum Smith will go, boom, like that. Skoglund comes wide. His shots wing wide when he throws his hooks to the body. Okay, so look out for Skoglund to come wide with body shots. Head down, wide with body shots. The jab. I think Smith is more polished as a boxer. Skoglund's more wild. If anyone's going to take it to be a brawl, it'll be Skoglund. Smith, the better boxer. Skoglund, the better fighter. Don't know how to call this fight because I don't know. But I expect a war in this fight. I actually do expect a war. Saunders v. Munroe. Okay. Like Billy Joe Saunders, not impressed with his recent outburst. Not impressed with his antics. Doesn't need it. He's a quality fighter. However, this fight, I've heard Munroe, Saunders talk. Done a lot of talking. Saunders has done too much talking, and his antics of his son was again unacceptable. And there's no need for all that. Munroe, don't listen to Billy Joe Saunders. Trust me, don't listen to him, because Munroe by far is the best boxer that Billy Joe Saunders has fought in his career, bar none. A better boxer than Eubank Jr., a better boxer than Andy Lee. He's the best boxer, and has fought better opposition than Billy Joe Saunders. So if anybody's out there thinking, yeah, well, you know, he quit against Gennady Golovkin, he fought Gennady Golovkin, all right? Billy Joe Saunders hasn't fought Gennady Golovkin. Billy Joe Saunders' best win will be against Andy Lee, maybe, or Chris Eubank Jr., you know? So Saunders, we know, for the first 6 rounds he flies. Good fighter, first 6 rounds. It's the second half of this fight. If Munroe is still around after 6 rounds, it's the second half of this fight from 6 to 12 is where is danger for Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, he's got a new nutritionalist, and we've heard it all before, and his body looks great, but he's the first run out of this body since his fight against Wolverine. I think this is a dangerous fight for Billy Joe Saunders. I think it's a fight that Willie Munroe can win. Willie Munroe can win this fight. It's just we know that Saunders doesn't hit nowhere as hard as Gennady Golovkin. We know that as a fact, and we know that Saunders' last fight he looked terrible. Okay, we know those things, and we also know that Munroe is a better fighter, a better boxer than Eubank Jr. and Andy Lee. What does Billy Joe Saunders do against a guy who is a better caliber than anybody's fought in his career so far? Is he really concerned about this fight? He's talking. Is he concerned about his fight? Is he concerned about this fight? His antics, don't like his antics. Not impressed with his antics. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Munroe got jobbed on the cards. To be honest, I really wouldn't. But he keeps focusing on this. He keeps telling himself about this Golovkin fight. But Munroe's come back since. So I think he's trying to get inside of Munroe's head. And the things I've heard about racist comments that have come out, that's no surprise either, to be honest with you. Not surprised about that. I can believe Munroe. And what you don't want, what you really don't want, is to fire up the opposition more. Billy Joe Saunders could have shown the video of Golovkin and fine, and that would have been it. But you firing the opposition up, that can backfire against you. That can backfire. You know, Billy Joe Saunders isn't an awesome one-punch knockout artist, not at the highest level. You know, he's a decent boxer. But how good is Billy Joe Saunders? We're about to find out tonight how good he really is. Is he really world-class? Or is he a guy who's on the fringes of world-class? WBO champion? We don't know. Tonight, we're going to find out how good Billy Joe Saunders is. We know what Golovkin did against Munroe. What can Billy Joe Saunders do against Munroe? Okay, when he's talking about Canelo and he's talking about Gennady Golovkin, regardless who wins that fight tonight, is Billy Joe Saunders at that level? Again, we're going to fight it tonight against a guy who I think has got just as good skill as Billy Joe Saunders, if not better. All right. And whilst people say, oh, they talk about the knockdown, he got up from the knockdown, Munroe, showed heart, got up from the knockdown, and then proceeded to throw some good punches on Golovkin. And that at that point in time, Munroe was the best. Munroe had put on the best performance against Golovkin until he got knocked out, until he got stopped, because Munroe started throwing punches, started throwing good body shots as well. Stop Golovkin coming forward as much. So don't look at the positives in what Munroe's done and think to yourself, oh, hold on, Golovkin, Saunders don't hit as hard as Golovkin. No way near. But we'll wait and see. Anyway, the third fight, Canelo versus Golovkin. I'm going with Canelo. I don't think Golovkin at 35 gets any better. I think he is where he is. He's at the standard where he's at now. With Canelo, he's still got the area to get better as a fighter. He's still young. I don't believe Canelo's scared of Golovkin. One thing. Two, Canelo's been fighting since he was a boy, right? Against big men. I don't think he's scared of Golovkin. The fear factor. Does Golovkin now get in a ring against a guy who's not scared of him? If he's fighting a Canelo who's not scared of him, that's the aura of invincibility. That intimidation factor. If that intimidation factor is not there for Golovkin, half of his fighters are beaten before they get inside the ring. Half his fighters are beaten before they get inside the ring. I better remind you, historically, Golovkin and Mike Tyson had the same record, I think, before they got beat, before Tyson got beat. Interesting record. Same amount of fights, same amount of knockouts. Now, Golovkin, what do we know? He's a big puncher. But he's not that big. He's not as big a puncher as people are proclaiming he is. Because, let's be honest, he did knock down Danny Jacobs. But his knockdown was a messy knockdown. A lot of people expected Jacobs to get knocked out. And I said it wouldn't happen. I said that Jacobs would cause him problems. And I believe Canelo's a better boxer than Jacobs. I believe he's a better puncher than Jacobs. And I believe he's got more conviction than Jacobs. If Jacobs had more conviction, he would have beaten Gennady Golovkin that night. But he wasn't convicted. He was quite happy to get to 12 rounds. Here's a guy in Canelo who genuinely believes he can beat Golovkin. And there are reasons why he should feel he can beat Golovkin. If we break down the Brook fight, we look at the uppercuts that Brook was able to throw. We look also at what Jacobs was able to do, and we do know, based on what we've seen so far of Golovkin, is that it's okay him coming forward, but him backing up, him fighting off the back foot, we don't know about. And I also know this much, that William Munroe, during the fight against Golovkin, if you go back and look at the tape, he was landing good body shots. And I know that Canelo is a better body puncher. Between the two fighters, Golovkin has the leakier defense. He's had the leakier defense. In his career so far, Golovkin's been allowed to make mistakes because he fought lesser opposition. Canelo knows what it's like to lose a fight. He also knows what it's like to fight the very, very best. The very, very best. Cotto, Mosley, Mayweather, Lara, the very, very best he's fought. The creme de la creme. Golovkin is, for the first time in his career, fighting the creme de la creme. A big difference. This is Golovkin's first big fight. This is Canelo's umpteenth big fight. Canelo's fought punches before. He's fought Mosley. He's a puncher. He's fought Cotto. Cotto's a puncher. Oh, but he don't punch like Canelo. Oh, like Golovkin. Okay, fine, fair enough. But I'm going with Canelo. I'm looking for Canelo to do lots of countering, lots of feints, make Gennady Golovkin miss. I'm looking to see them body shots. Them body shots are the key. This is the best body puncher that Golovkin's fighting as well. The best body puncher. So Canelo's going to be faster coming up in weight, I think. But the body shots. They always talk about Golovkin's chin. Forget Golovkin's chin. If they're good to the chin, work to the body. And I'm backing Canelo to take advantage of leaky defense. Out the two guys, I back Canelo to fight off against the ropes better. I know Canelo can fight off the ropes. I know he can fight going forward, and I know he can move side to side. I only know that Golovkin can move forward, move forward, move forward. And he can only move forward against guys that allowed him to move forward. And remember, Golovkin's power comes at the base of him moving forward. Him moving forward. Golovkin needs to set his feet to land big shots. That's why when he fought Kell Brook, he was missing a lot of the shots because Brook wasn't allowing him to set his feet. And when he set his feet, Brook was out of the way. When you stand in front of Golovkin, right, and you stand in the pocket of, you stand right in front of Golovkin, mid-range, that's where Golovkin loves you. That's where you can sit there and really dig them shots in. But when you start giving Golovkin movement, start giving a bit of movement, you know, be there, throw your shots, get out the side door. That's what Canelo's got to do. Hit him, get out the side door. Do not go straight back. Do not pull straight back because he's going to catch you at a long left hook. Get out the side door. And I think Canelo's got the ability to do that. He's got the ability to box and punch. But we'll see. We'll see. But I'm looking for Canelo to stop Golovkin via body shots. It's them body shots I'm looking at. Those body shots. And the fact that Golovkin has a leaky defense. It's all right coming forward, knocking guys over who are there to be knocked over. It's another guy, another situation to then knock a guy out that's there who wants to knock you out as well and is good enough to knock you out. and will capitalize on your bad mistakes. See, when Golovkin likes to get hit with a good shot and stand back and look and call him on, that's where Canelo's got to go in on him. Canelo's got to go in. Once he hits Golovkin with a good shot, he's got to go in on Golovkin. That's because Golovkin, when he gets hit with a shot, you watch all his videos, he gets hit with a shot, and then he has to reset and come forward. The time he's taking to reset, hit him again, hit him again. But when he's coming forward at you, when he's coming forward, hunt you down, get out the side doors. Use the jab, get out the side doors. Time up. Push him back. Just like when Mike Tyson fought Evander Holyfield. Holyfield's most success was when Holyfield walked Tyson back to the ropes. Because Mike couldn't fight off the ropes. He couldn't fight backing up. Can Golovkin fight backing up? Can Golovkin fight when he's been hit and hurt? Why does he respond? We've seen Canelo being hit and hurt and how he responds. What happens if Golovkin gets hit and hurt? What happens then? These are the questions people have to answer. I know, in my mind, Canelo's fought the better opposition, and a lot of Golovkin's fans are just hyped up on his punch power. Hyped up on punch power, not boxing ability. And then they bring up, when Golovkin fans talk about Golovkin, they talk about, oh, do you remember when he boxed against what's the guy again? Lemieux. He boxed brilliant against Lemieux. He used the left jab on Lemieux. Well, Lemieux can't box. Lemieux cannot box. So he put a jab on a guy who could not box. We all knew Lemieux couldn't box. Lemieux is a pure puncher. He can't box. You probably can't spell the word box. Lemieux's a puncher. Right? Don't compare Dave Lemieux with Canelo. Please don't do that. Don't do it. So it's going to be a great fight. If Golovkin wins, we know he's the real deal. No excuses. He's the real deal. I have reservations. I've always had reservations. But tonight is the night where Golovkin can say, hey, I'm the man. I am the man. He says he wants big drama show. He might get a big drama show tonight, but not drama show that he wants. People are saying, let's see what people are saying in the room. Yeah, when I talk about, when you say he's flat-footed, when people say Canelo's flat-footed, all right? What it's not, it's what he does. Canelo and Golovkin are flat-footed to a point, but watch the head movement. Watch your head movement and slips and stuff. I know people say, oh, he had some dodgy decisions, all right, but against guys who are slip movers, right? Tonight we're going to see. Tonight we're going to see. But I think somebody's getting knocked out tonight. Somebody's definitely getting knocked out tonight. If, like I said, if Golovkin wins, all the best to him, and I wish him all the best. But I don't think he's going to have. I don't think it's going to happen tonight for Golovkin. I really do think Canelo's got this one in the bag. I'm confident Canelo's got this in the bag. But hey, he's either one of these guys are going to win. So them left hooks to the body is the key for me. Them body shots are key for me. So, right, that's it. I'm gonna leave you guys to go. We've got some stuff on ITV to watch. 7:45. I will be doing live commentary here on the fights tonight. I don't know if I should have my picture up or not for live commentary, live audio commentary or not. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. Take care.